Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and I'm back after a quick little Christmas break. The first thing I wanted to do is show you the advent calendars, because I obviously, once I went to Door County, stopped opening them. And so now, today is actually the 27th. Then I wanted to insert a clip and talk about a little bit that I knitted and crocheted over my little break in Door County. Also had a couple knitting, crochet / related, actually, to be perfectly honest, I think they're all knitting related, gifts. And then I could talk about a plan for my next video. Okay, so advent calendar right here, still here. Let's see, I left on the 20th. We drove that day after school. Got a cute blue yarn and a patch. I don't remember what they call them. Emblems or something. I do actually have a bag that I bought at a store once where my plan was to sew on all the crochet. Oh no, you know what it was? It was an apron. I was going to sew on all those patches or emblems from Crochet Society. I don't know if you guys remember, a little bit of a side story, and that's why you love me. There was this crafting show with that blonde girl. Brandon, you know that Nick Offerman and that blonde gal? They both they were from Parks and Recreation, but they did a funny crafting show. You true crafters saw it. I think it's on Netflix. But anyway, when you did a crafting challenge, you got a badge. And so I was going to make my own. Okay, so there you go. Number 20. Number 21, a gray and a gingerbread man or gingerbread person stitch marker. If you know what TV show I'm talking about, you guys, it was all kinds of crafts. There was knitters, crocheters, scrapbookers, painters. I mean, you name it. And they had to do challenges. And then yeah, that Nick Offerman. I'm trying to remember. It's not Tina Fey. It's Tina Fey's best friend, the blonde one. Ooh, a pretty green. What?
Making It.
Did you Google it?
Yeah.
It's called Making It. My husband just Googled it over there. When did it run? Does it say the dates on it?
2018 to 2021.
So it's really old. 2018 to 2021. It was more than one season. And they were in this huge like barn and they had to go make something. So obviously I never would get on a show like that. I should be. Okay, so for day 22, I got a hook and a, what's the blonde gal's name, honey? Oh, he clicked it off. 23. Ooh, this is the ugliest color green, I think. I hate that green. And you guys, you want to know what's sad? That's my birthstone. That's my birthstone green. And what's in here? One of their little special bags that they... Oh, snaps. Well, there's snaps in here. And then little cards. I just flipped some of them across the room. I don't know what they're about. Oh, you know what? These are things that you can put. They're little leather thingies. And then they give you the equipment to attach them to a project. It just says labels on the bag. Very deceiving. I'm going to be honest. I've only ever put labels on a couple hats I made. I was going to do that for the second graders when I gave them their hats. Oh, I'm dropping these little snap bits all over the floor. I'll just remember winning the green one. The ugly color. Okay, so that's 20. Looks like we just have 24 and 25. And as you can see, the non-winter season's coming up. Gray and another hook. This one is beautiful, actually, even though these hooks aren't really easy to work with for me. 5mm. I'm going to take all this stuff out when I'm done with you guys. I'm going to put all the skeins in a bag. Actually, no. I think I'm going to flip them all around. And that way, when I go to get them out, because I am going to finish the Advent Calendar blanket. Every year, I've been able to finish it before school started. And the last day, day 25, is this kind of like more of a sagey Christmassy green and a little tray, a trinket tray. That's it. That is it for the advent calendar. I will finish it. I promise you guys. I have, like I said, I've done it 2 other times and I've finished it. I have plenty of time. Christmas break has been very relaxing. Okay, so this is what, before I lose that, let me get a drink. This is what I have been, that I worked on. Now I'm going to have to insert a clip. Not really a clip, it's a photo, because I was able to get done prior to my husband's family gathering on Christmas Eve, 6 pairs of mittens. I ended up having 2 out of this, and I love this yarn. Loops and Threads Chunky. It's a chunky yarn, Twisted Carousel. They made the best mittens. Oh, I loved that yarn. I also made 2 pairs out of this. Actually, you know what happened? So one of these skeins can make a pair of mitten and 90% of a third. I know. I should have read the yardage better, because what I was doing when I added up the amount of yards I was going to need per mitten, I didn't look at the fact that the pattern that I use includes the scarf. So if you buy one of these skeins of yarn, this is Loops and Threads Twisted Texture. Even this makes a full pair of mittens, 2 mittens, and then 90 to 95% of the third. So I was able to actually not even have to break into this yarn, which I wish I would have, because looking back on it, you see this is more black and gray. When you look into the picture, when I flash up the picture of the yarn, the one that I made had more of a brown color in it. So I had 2 with black. Oh, see right there? I had 2 pairs that were black and white in this weird kind of brown color. I had 2 pairs that were this, wow, this carousel multicolor. And then I had some that was solid pink of this. So that was all of the mittens I made. I made 6 pairs, which made Maddie really happy, because then she was able to get a pair. Then also, I have this yarn here. This was also a Loops and Threads, and I cannot remember if I just bought it. I'm looking for the ball band, you guys. I don't know if I bought it or if somebody gave it to me. Twisted Value, or Big Twist Value, and the color of this one is Pool Time. And I knitted 2 hats. I decided to make one a man size, and that was when I'm having yarn escape out. Oh, here's a started mitten. So when we go to Door County, we get a room for a number of days. So we were there for the 20th. And I just sit in one of the easy chairs, one of the comfy chairs in the back by the window, overlooking the water, the frozen water. And I just knit and crochet and drink coffee, get up. I did go in the hot tub a few times, but during that time, and then his family comes over on the 20th, let me see, 2021, I think it was the 22nd this year, which was nice. And when I was done with the hat, I just said, hey, do you want a hat? And I threw it at my husband's brother's girlfriend. And then he said, yeah, I think I have something that color. So then, because I am such a good hat knitter, I made another one that night. And so then when we saw her on the 24th, I said, here's a hat. You guys can have matching hats. So I made him one. The first hat I made was true to Ross. I forgot his first name. I think it's Ross. Yeah, you know, Smells Like Yarn. I made one true to his sizing, so it would have fit a man. And then I just made one a little bit bigger. When I'm making them for kids, I only do the straight knitting for 4 inches before I start a decrease. When I'm making it for like a woman, I do like 6 inches, and then, or 5 to 6 inches. And when I'm doing it for a guy, I do the full 6 to 6.5 inches. So anyway, I knitted 2 hats, but I don't have the evidence here to prove it. I got a lot of ball bands laying around on the floor. And then the last thing, which I did not bring over here, I left it on the floor because I brought the wrong bag. This is the bag that I was knitting hats out of. But if you remember, I started the Twinkle Pocket Shawl. I ordered it off of Hirschner's just before Christmas. I only have 3 rows done with that. But I started that. This time, for whatever reason, I am not loving the yarn. I know that's weird. I remember really liking it last time. It's a different color. That's beside the point. It just feels scratchier to me. It is a Hirschner's pattern and a Hirschner's yarn. Well, I'm sure somebody else makes it and they just put their name on it. And I made it, I want to say 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years, no, maybe 3 years ago. And I gave it to somebody I work with for him to give to his wife on Christmas, and he loved it. And since then, over the years, has asked me to make him more pocket shawls. And for a while, I was making that pattern, but I lost that actual pattern. It comes on a little card like this big. So then when he asked me this year to make him another one, actually 2 more, I scoured this room from high to low, could not find it, ordered another one. But in the time when I ordered it, then I looked at the date, realized it was going to come after he wanted the scarves. I ended up making the 2 that I did, which I have showed you guys in a video already. But while I was in Door County, I decided to start that shawl. Wasn't that a great conversation, you all? Okay, now to the things that I got for Christmas, knitting related. It was a Hello Kitty Christmas for me, which is great, you guys. I really love Hello Kitty. My sister got me this Hello Kitty Christmas shirt from Hobby Lobby, and my husband had got me a Hello Kitty Stanley stickers, and my sister also got me some like little Hello Kitty smelly things that you hang in your car to smell good. You know, usually people have pine trees around Hello Kitty. One of my students' moms got me a Hello Kitty Christmas drinking cup. But it was great. I really love it. It was cute. My husband did get me a bunch of things that I had stashed in my Amazon, which I really like when he does that because it's things that I want that I don't really feel like I want to buy myself. So he got me a new set of knitting needles, and I actually put these in my cart when I was in the hospital last year. I know. See, what happened is the original knitting needles that I use to knit my hats are blunt tips. The crochet people, you don't have to worry about that. But these ones are lace tips, rocket lace tips. So they're pointier, and it just makes it easier if you especially have done a tight cast on to get under the stitch. Well, I was in the hospital with Flynn, and I was just, I don't know why, I just got all upset because I wasn't able to knit this hat and the stitches were tight. I must have been tense. I wonder why. And so I ordered from Amazon another set of knitting needles that were point, but I didn't pay attention to the size. And and you can mail yourself stuff to the hospital. I accidentally ordered the ones to make a bulky hat. And so then I looked through and I'm like, oh shoot, I now have 2 of these, which is fine because if you just leave one hat on there and you want to make another one, whatever. So I was like, Summer, you're an idiot. And I wasn't going to buy myself the ones I really wanted because I accidentally ordered the ones I didn't need. So this had literally been in the cart for a year, and then my husband just bought them for me. So I'm very excited to make the first hat with these pointed ones. It really, I mean, I make hats all the time, as you guys know. I don't have a problem. It's just sometimes I get a little fussy because I'm like, it's a little bit harder, especially when you're knitting with a yarn that has the twisted thread sometimes, or the yarn easily splits. It'd be nice to have a pointier needle to get through that loop. So that's one thing my husband bought me. And then the other thing, like I said, if you guys remember, I left it up to him in the video. I'd said in the video to either get me a loom or an Addi knitting machine. And he chose the Addi knitting machine because I wanted both items. I might still get myself a loom someday. And so the really crazy thing is the Addi machine is right in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There it is. It came with a lot of paperwork. First, a book. I don't know if these are all things that you can allegedly make in the Addy knitting machine. And Addy Express King Size Assembly. I don't know if this is the book to get you started. But what I did notice is I got this letter. Now, actually, you guys, a long time ago, not a long time ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I had done a little bit of research because at that point I was new to knitting hats and it was hard. And I bought myself a Centro. Actually, I think I had my husband buy it for me for Christmas. And I will tell you, the problem with the Centro that nobody ever mentions is you have to be consistently cranking that. You cannot stop when you're cranking. You get it wound on, you get it, threaded on, and you go around. You cannot stop because anytime you stop, that stitch will drop. And I noticed that I'd only made 2 or 3 hats on there, and there would always be places to stop. So then where you could see the knit was dropped. Now you can fix it. You can go in with a thread after with the same color yarn and kind of sew it and fix it. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted it to come out perfect. And so when I was reading and everything, it said that really Addies are hopefully these people aren't liars on all their reviews, said that Addy will not do that, that you can stop for a minute. Because if you imagine cranking that whole time, that's really long. You're going to want to take a break and rest your arm. Now, I did see a video, and I want to say, while I'm talking, I'll be thinking about this lady's name, because I don't think she does videos anymore. Her husband had made her a component to hook on the end of a drill, and then it would fit. You just pop the handle off of the Centro, and on a very slow speed, she was able to... I know, what a great husband that was. This gal, I'm going to try to remember her name, also loved Crochet Society and would sometimes mail me the things out of the boxes she didn't like. Like if she really liked a certain kind of yarn and she didn't want the water bottle that came with it, she would give them to me. Isn't that nice? I felt like it was a flower name, but anyway, I don't think she has her YouTube channel anymore. I really liked, and she had a really nice basement where her husband had designed her. That's where she kept her crafting stuff. Her husband had designed like this blanket rack that, because I know in our basement, we have a pole in the finished area where I guess it's supporting the house. And he had built some kind of rack that went around that pole. And she was able to drape blankets and hang things that she made. I know, what a crafty husband she has. Anyway, she's the one that came up with that drill idea. So anyway, my husband bought me an Addy because I did want to try. Even though I knit hats pretty well, I just thought it would be faster. I don't know. I don't know why I wanted it, I guess. But this is what the brochure says. Right in here on the top, it says useful tips. The Addy Express is sometimes difficult to get started. Cast on super loose, and for the first 5 to 10 rows, pay attention to every stitch. Sometimes you have to help it by using a needle to make sure the stitch fits fully either side of the 2 red pegs. The problem is that if you cast on too tight, you just can't get the first rows going without forcing it. So the only solution is to cast on real loose. But this creates problems with stitches not coming down correctly. You have to watch every stitch and just use your hand to pull the project down so the stitches sit right on the pegs. Once you get past the first 10 rows, the weight of the project, though it usually doesn't need it, and it is fine. Sometimes, you can weight. Once you get past the 10 rows, you can weight the project. Now, I don't know what, does she want me to hang things from the bottom of my hat? Though it usually doesn't need it, and it's fine. Sometimes if the yarn is too thick, it will bunch up. Also, get some clips to weigh it down as your project grows. I feel like that was unexpected, this brochure. So now I'm going to have to spend a good amount of time watching some YouTube videos of people using it to see how they feel about that. But I am pretty excited. We'll see what we have. I used to have a hat up here that Juanita was wearing Juanita's head that I made on my first Addie. Oh, here it is. Or my my Centro. This was the one hat. And this hat, I was trying to be super duper careful to not stop. I know. And basically you make a really long tube and you sew the two ends together and then you fold it inside of itself. So this is a 2 fold and a half cinched together. But look at every one of these little hiccups here is where it stopped. And then I had to go through and try to sew them. So I was hoping that the Addie would not be that way. I don't know. Let's see how this hat looks. I'll tell you, it is really, I mean, if you wanted a hot hat, I mean, it looks good, I think, right? As good as it can in the video. And it's double layered. So I'm going to try that. That is my goal. These are my goals. Finish my Crochet Society blanket. Make my December knit hooks and needles and talk to you guys. You guys, I am still technically an affiliate with them through December. You can still use Summer 20 to get 20% off of their program, their subscription box. And if you love a subscription box and you canceled Crochet Society or whatever, you know what? It's nice to try different boxes. Different boxes have different patterns, different treats, all kinds of things. Give them a shot. I need to make December's project and show you in a video. So that's thing number 2. And then I need to get down into this hat business. I also need to clean up my hoard. As you can see, I'm going to show you. My hoard is getting very hoarderific right down there. Yeah, I know. But yesterday, my main project was cleaning the kitchen. I have teenagers. And teenagers do not always do the best that they can do. And so there was things that got built up, things that have been put in the wrong place. And so I went cabinet by cabinet. I know. And I took my time and I was trying not to get mad and I was trying to not get sweaty because I don't like to sweat. And I just went cabinet by cabinet, drawer by drawer, dust busting it out after I emptied it, wiping it down, putting things back in there, putting the things where they are supposed to be, taking out broken utensils, you know, slotted spoons or spatulas that have been melted and broken. Took all that out. I know, you guys, all the knives at the little, what was the word you called that little silver thing that's breaking on the knives? The grouts, the grommets, you know how our knives have that thing that's breaking?
Yeah, where they're pinned, are you talking about?
Where the silver, like it's a plastic handle over the knife, and then there's like these little silver, our handles are coming off. Yeah. So, I mean, and I got on my hands and knees and I wiped the front of the cabinets and I took a broken knife and like scraped where gunk is collecting in the corner. Those of you that have just you and your partner or just you by yourself don't know how dirty things can get when you have kids. So that was a good time. And then I worked on my younger son's laundry because in this house, as wonderful as it is, the laundry closet is right off of the dining room. And so it is frequently full of clothes. So I had to work on that. The last part is tidying up the living room because I have a friend coming over on Sunday. Today is Friday. And her husband loves 3D printing stuff and just got a 3D printer for Christmas. And so does my husband. And she loves crafting, and so do I. And so they're going to come over after church, and we're going to be nerdy old people crafting together. And I'm pretty sure my children are going to hide because she's one of their teachers from school. And they're like, great, when is she coming over? You know what? And it will be great, right? Okay, so that's my plan. Hopefully I'll get some more videos out. This is a nice, good, long video. I love Crochet Society. You guys, you can join their Facebook group and not get their subscription, which I canceled. Actually, what happened is I let mine expire. And I had an old credit card. I got a new one. The payment came out on that one, and then I just let it go. Yeah, I know. And I just ordered this once they started saying that the advent calendar was coming out. The first day I saw it, ordered it. So I don't get the monthly subscription box, but I did get their crochet advent calendar. I will say though, this year, you guys, if any of the Crochet Society people watch my channel, I do not like these doors tied together with ribbons. I, in fact, hate the doors. I like it like this. I'm actually going to ask my husband to help me cut these doors off. All right, you guys. We don't have to go back to school until January 6th, so I have plenty of time to do some more fun, crafty things. Maddie and I want to do some crafty things together. I want to do some stuff with my sister and her kids too. All right, thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.